everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of Facts Not Included Tangent Fridays. This is where we go off the deep end and not necessarily talk about movies, or at least review a movie, but we talk about the things that are on our minds, things that we are thinking about or want to talk about or whatever. It's just me here today. I think it's going to be a really easy episode. I think it's going to be an episode that is relaxing, an episode that is just going to have me just talk about things that are on my mind, as always here on Tangent Fridays from Facts Not Included. I want to just thank all the people that are heading over to factsnotincluded.com and checking out what we have there. Again, don't be shy to head over to factsnotincluded.com, especially the forum section where you guys can actually have a discussion with other people on the site. Share this with your friends and family and other people that are interested in movies and pop culture and music and literature. There's sections all over the forum page for basically any idea and any topic you wish to discuss. If a topic is not being discussed at the moment, you can create your own discussion. That's what's so fun about it. So just head over to factsnotincluded.com, join the forums, or if you don't feel like doing that, but we highly encourage that you do, head over to the news section where there's articles written by yours truly, by A.D. Greer, and Mike and Antonio as well. New things are coming up there very soon. I know the last article was a little bit ago, but there's new ones coming up. Actually, by this weekend, I think by this weekend there'll be a new article up. If not, stay tuned for that. But yeah, that is factsnotincluded.com in a nutshell. I'm still working on the store, so apologies for those that are interested in merchandise. I know we've been talking about that for a while. I've just haven't been able to get that finished as of right now. But that is in the process of being completed. So I just want to talk about a couple things today in today's episode, actually. As I'm recording this, I am getting ready to head out later to go see Spider-Man Far From Home. I mean, I'm really excited to see this movie. I was able to get tickets for Tuesday, or it was Wednesday. I was able to get tickets for Wednesday, but we decided not to do that. We decided not to go see it Wednesday. I was going to even see it Tuesday, like at a stupid early, like 9 o'clock showing, but I decided not to do that. So we're going to go see Far From Home tonight. I'm very excited to see this movie. I've been hearing nothing but good things. But I have heard a couple of don't anticipate the hype. It's not as great as it is. You think it is, but it's still a solid movie. And I'm fine with that too. Like let's not get this wrong here. I don't like to, and I think I've mentioned this on the show before. I don't like to overhype movies. I like to go in expecting the worst from a movie, because even if it is the worst movie I've ever seen, I'm not going to think it is once I leave the theater. It'll take me a couple days to go, what was I thinking? That movie was terrible. That movie was trash. And it's because I don't, it is, movie going is a fun experience for me. It's something I do 3 to 4 times a week. At least once a week. Okay, I'm gonna say that at least once a week I try to go see a movie, and so it's a big experience for me because it's part of my life. It's second nature. It's part of my. It's like breathing for me, and so when you see so many movies as I do, you have to subvert your expectations every now and then, I suppose, or all the time. I don't know. But I also don't like hyping things up, because anytime you hype something up, what happens? It becomes the worst thing you've ever seen, even though the world might think it's the greatest movie of all time. You let yourself down a lot, and I don't want to do that. The question is, what am I expecting from Spider-Man Far From Home? To be honest, all I want to see. And if it does this, I'm happy. But I guess this is also hyping it for me. But I just want to see a couple things. One, the respect towards Iron Man, towards Tony Stark. I mean, if you've seen the trailers, you know what happens in Endgame. but to have respect shown towards Mr. Stark, and to have an understanding that we need to move on, but at the same time, let's realize what this man did for the people of New York, for the people of Earth, and more or less for the universe. So if there's some sort of, it doesn't have to be a memorial service, it doesn't have to be anything that intense, but if there's some sort of, I know there's an acknowledgement of him. I mean, the sunglasses are given to him, and there's the mural that you see in the beginning of the trailer. But if there's something more than just that, and I don't know what it is, to be honest. I'll have to see the movie and be like, oh, they did it right. They did Tony justice, that type of thing. But I don't think you could do Tony justice the way Endgame did. I think the way he goes out, not saying a single word, and having everyone else talk to him while he's fading away, and then going to the funeral scene where everyone's wearing black, and you have people from all the Iron Man movies show up. I think you can't top that. But if there's some sort of acknowledgement, more than just to Peter, but if it's an acknowledgement to the world that Tony's gone or something like that, I don't know. They'll have to. I'll have to see it. Another thing I'm expecting, or at least hoping, not expecting, but something I'm hoping for, is just a camaraderie, a loving relationship with his friends. That's all I want to see, really. I love that group together. Those actors did a great job in the first film. I want to see that again, and if I get to see that, the movie's where is exactly what it needs to be. I don't care too much about. Listen, I'm excited that Mysterio's in the movie. Jake Gyllenhaal's a fine talent, of course. But that's not why I'm seeing a Spider-Man movie. At least for me, I'm seeing a Spider-Man movie to see Spider-Man. And as long as those bullet points are checked off for me, I'm fine. Listen, Mysterio could be the worst villain Marvel's ever made, and I will still see Far From Home as an accomplishment, as a great movie, if it's good in all the other areas, But I keep hearing people are saying that Jake has done an excellent job as Mysterio. And yeah, I mean, what can you do but to give this man high praise, I suppose. This is according to people who have seen the movie, of course. So, hey, if I come out of the movie saying he was excellent, then he was excellent. But he for me, he doesn't need to be. The villain, unlike other people, are very Marvel has terrible villains until the last 2 years or something. Yeah, and I mean that's fine for me. I don't necessarily see these films for the villain, or the strength of the villain or whatever. I just see it for the heroes, really. I mean, but hey, if he's great in this movie as a villain, count me in. I don't care, man. That's cool. But yeah, I'm really excited to see this movie. Obviously, we're gonna let you know what we think on Monday. You'll have an episode on there on Monday, and you'll know exactly what we think about the movie. The question is that everyone's talking about, and it's got me laughing a bit. Is, will there be a multiverse with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland? No, please don't do that. I'm sorry. Don't do a multiverse of Spider-Man. At least live action. What I want to see is maybe Sony mixing in the Venom from the Venom movie, and maybe if you could, I guess, do the animated guys in the live action. But you'd have to do it tastefully, because you can't just it would taint the MCU to have animation. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't want to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield again as Spider-Man. I think it's one of those like we've been there, done that. Come on, man, let's move on. But I guess I sound like the type of person that was like, no to Guardians of the Galaxy, and then it winds up being the greatest thing they've ever made. I don't know. If you guys could comment about that on factsnotcluded.com, if you guys can comment about that, make a forum page about what a multiverse, like convince me about a multiverse, a live action multiverse. Convince me about that, and I'll talk about your discussions on the show. I promise. Let's talk multiverse on the podcast because I'm very interested as to what you have to say about that, because I don't want to see it. To be honest, I don't want to even see the animated into live action either. Now that I say that out loud, I don't want to see any of that. But I feel like that's where they're going, and maybe that's the thing. My other thing is, and maybe we'll talk about this post the movie, and we'll talk about this obviously when we see Spider-Man: Far From Home. But everyone's talking about that post-credit scene, about how that is just worth the ticket price, and I don't know what they mean because I haven't seen the movie and I haven't seen the post-credit scene and I haven't seen anything about the post-credit scene other than, quote, yes, this is a quote from people, it is worth your admission to the theater. Who could it be? What could it be? Like, how could something... These are the things I'm thinking. One, it's Venom, right? So one, it's Venom it's Tom Hardy as Venom. Two, it's Green Goblin. Maybe there's some sort of hint as to Oscorp, maybe. Maybe not even just the Goblin. Maybe it's just Norman Osborn or God, what's the other one's name? Harry. Henry Osborn. Yeah. Listen, I'm tired, or am I? I'm just being stupid. I'm just that forgetful. Let's just be honest. I'm that forgetful. This now reminds you that Spider-Man's my favorite superhero. Or maybe it's a nod to the Fantastic Four. I highly doubt that. I 100% doubt it's the Fantastic Four. I'm just naming off things that people think it is. I'm gonna lean more towards, or it could be something unrelated to Spider-Man. It could be something unrelated to Spider-Man, and maybe it's a Black Widow thing. Maybe it's a Doctor Strange thing. Maybe it's a Black Panther thing. Maybe it's an Eternals thing. I don't know, but if it's a Spider-Man thing, to me it's got to be only two things. It's got to be only two things. It's Osborn / Goblin or Venom. It can't be anything else that I could think of. You know, it really can't be. A Doc Ock, I guess. Doc Ock. That would be actually pretty dope. That would be pretty cool too. But anyway, so I'm curious of what the end credits scene is. If it's non Spider-Man, and it's Black Widow or Doctor Strange or any of the other movies, it might be the villains for those movies. It might be some. It's gotta be. Maybe it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I don't know. This is bothering me. This is really bothering me. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts and takes from pre Spider-Man: Far From Home. Because again, we haven't seen it yet. We're gonna go see it tonight, and so that's my thoughts on that. So other news that I want to kind of move into, and it's news that dropped the other day, and I'm kind of very curious about this. So out of nowhere, like Disney is very interesting. Out of nowhere, they were like, so we're in talks with certain people to play certain roles in a certain movie. And people were like, I didn't know that movie was in development. And come on, people. This movie wasn't in development. They've been redoing all of their live action movies. Of course, The Little Mermaid is going to be in redevelopment, or it's going to be being developed. So there was there was talks that Zendaya, I think Zendaya, I hate, can never say her name properly. Was in talks to play Ariel a long time ago. And then people said they're talking to oh god, uh, Melissa McCarthy to play Ursula. They were gonna have. There's a couple other names going around for other characters in the movie, but apparently Disney has casted Ariel herself. She'll be played by Halle Bailey, not Halle Berry. Bailey, who, if you don't know who she is, she's a singer. She's I think she's 19. I think she's like 19 or 20 years old. She's really, really young. She's part of the duo Chloe and Haley. Phenomenal group. Like, these girls could belt it. They could sing. From what I was reading, again, facts not included, so we don't know if this is true or not. But from what I was reading, she was mentored by Beyonce, which could possibly be why she got the role in Little Mermaid. Beyonce was in Lion King. Just saying. Maybe someone put a good word in. Maybe she dropped by the set one day and Disney was like, "Hey, this girl is talented." You know, maybe it's one of those things. I don't know. That's how the business works, man. But all of that to the side, though, this girl could sing. So, also not surprised that they chose her for that because she's phenomenal. She's actually really good. I don't know how to feel about this, other than I'm excited and I'm happy. As long as they keep her hair right, I don't care, man. Do what you want with the character. Like, change it up, like change the story up, you know. Because we live in a modern world, man, and the Little Mermaid story doesn't quite run in modern times, and so you need to change it. I think, I don't know, but they didn't really change the Beauty and the Beast that much, I don't think, and yeah. So who knows? And they didn't change a lot, not all that much. Like, they gave Jasmine a slightly bigger role. I guess they did change it up, but they gave her a little bit of a bigger role and a self-actualization of realizing that I'm more than just a princess. You know, and that's good. It's good shit. But let's see what they do with the Little Mermaid. I don't know if they're gonna change the story. I think you have to change it up a bit, not completely maybe, but change it up a bit, fit it into modern times. Yeah, there's not really to report here other than that she's a phenomenal singer and that she's gonna be playing Ariel. It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be great. I'm curious how they're gonna do it though. Like, obviously, the question is her legs going to be CGI'd as fins? Like, you know, the whatever you call that, the mermaid legs, the mermaid fin, or is she going to wear something there, or is it going to be a mix of both? I think it's going to be a mix of both. Knowing how Disney likes to keep the real in with the CGI. I think it's going to be a mix of both. It's going to look really cool, I think, because you're going to have... I don't know, actually. But I think it's... I think it's got to be a mix of both, because gives that realism there. But Disney's been... You know, they knock it out of the park with the CGI, so I think maybe they don't even have to. They just cut her legs in half. She's she's got a torso. That's it. CGI that the torso, the legs, and there you go. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on this? Like, head over to factsoncluded.com/forum and let's talk about the Little Mermaid. Never thought I would be saying that on Facts Not Included. The Little Mermaid's not my thing. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't like it. You make I don't like it that much. I mean, I don't hate it, but she's not smart. And I don't like when women are portrayed stupid. But I guess I gotta watch it again. Maybe I gotta take it differently. I don't know. I don't care for it. I don't like old movies, Disney movies that portray women in a negative light. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. But maybe I'm wrong. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. So what the hell? What do I know? But I'm very excited about this movie, actually. Though I'm excited now. I wasn't excited 5 days ago, but I'm excited 2 days ago, or whenever the hell this came out. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm just I'm just concerned about Mulan, being that there's no soundtrack gonna be in Mulan. It's just gonna, well, there's gonna be a soundtrack. It's gonna be like classical, orchestral music. Sorry, probably, but there won't be it won't be a musical, which is gonna bother me a little bit. So I'm concerned about that. But yeah, so that's the Little Mermaid news. Very curious of what you guys have to think about that. Put a comment in wherever you're listening to this. Put a comment down there, and we'll talk. We'll reply, or even email us at factsnotincluded.com. Facts not included at gmail.com. Hit us an email or tweet at us. Tweet at us at facts not included, and we'll reply. We want to have a discussion. That's what Facts Not Included is all about, you know? That's what it's all about. A community. I can't stress that enough. All the fans that are out there, and thank you so much. People that are listening in the United States, in Australia, in Spain, in Israel, wherever you may be listening from. Portugal, Brazil, Puerto Rico, I can't even say it right, and I'm Puerto Rican. But wherever you're listening from, let's be honest. You're listening for a reason. It's because you like the content. And I mean, not even the content we're giving. You like the content that we're talking about. You like the entertainment world. You like movies. You like music. You like all this stuff. That's why you're listening to it. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. We thank you from the bottom of our heart. Michael, it blows his mind. It blows Antonio's mind. It blows everyone's mind. The type of people that are listening to us that we only years ago dreamed that people were even listening to us down the street. But we have people listen to us in Russia, Sweden, Germany, all these countries, all these towns in these small, in these vast nations, are tuning into Facts Not Included, the podcast, and that blows my damn mind. Shout out to the people in Michigan, shout out to people in California, Texas, and New Jersey, New York, of course, where we're recording from, New York. Shout out to the people in Florida. I know you people out there in Orlando are listening to us. Yeah, it's really awesome. I can't thank you guys enough. Montana. I know we got some people in Montana checking us out. I know that for a fact. And I can't. Like I said, I can't stress that enough. You guys are doing some amazing things for us, and the amazing things that you're doing are just clicking on the episode and sharing it and letting people know that, hey, these guys exist. They're putting out a great, fun, entertaining show, and they're keeping all of us entertained. That's it. That's really what you guys are doing by just clicking on it. That's I can't be happy. Can't be happier than that. So yeah. So what I want to talk about real quick is actually get into a couple of things, actually. So what I want to talk about... Well, so the other day I put out an episode about Michael Jackson. It's been 10 years since he passed away from a terrible drug overdose. And a couple of people... actually one person in particular hit me up and was not too keen on the fact that I was a bit positive on Mr. Jackson. But if you listen carefully to the episode, I make my point that, if someone did what he's accused of doing, you can't defend that. You have to associate that individual with that act. You must. Maybe I wasn't as clear, but it's very obvious that I do not defend those actions if those actions are true. And so I just wanted to make that very clear. I just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, the episode, I think you guys should check it out. It's a really interesting episode about what this man meant to me. And not too many people have had a profound a profound impact on my life. I mean, I could name celebrities that have had that impact, and there's only a few. So I'm gonna say it right now: Michael Jackson, Robin Williams, George Carlin. Now, it doesn't mean those are the only three people that I'm a fan of, but no means that doesn't. It's not. I mean, I could sit here for days telling you people I'm fans of. Uh, but those three individuals had significant impacts on my psyche, on my understanding of the world, of myself, really. And so, um, when I speak about Michael Jackson, I speak about him from a place um, of passion, a place of meaning, and so I don't, I don't want people to think that I'm defending him if those things are true. And a lot of people are like, stop saying if those things are true because they are true. Well, I mean, are they? I mean, I don't know because a judge said you didn't do those things. Like, so it's to me at this point it's someone's opinion against someone else. But yeah, obviously those are atrocities that you can't defend someone from doing that. But anyway, he had such a profound impact on me. Robin Williams, and I've done a talk about George Carlin. I might as well do a talk on Robin. His anniversary of his death is coming up. I might as well talk about him a bit because he's another one that made an impact on me. But yeah, those are the three. Those are the big three for me. Of course, I'm a fan of Elton John, Prince, Freddie Mercury. Those are people that have had impacts on me as well. But what I mean by the three that had an impact on my life, I don't just mean through the talent that they had, or through the occupation in which they served us, or gave us entertainment. Michael Jackson didn't just impact me through music because I like this particular song. Robin Williams and George Carlin didn't only entertain me with their sitcoms or their stand-up specials. They impacted me. The three of them impacted me based on the individuals that they were, the human beings that they portrayed or really were. They made a profound impact on me because of that. I sought after so many documentaries or interviews that pertain to these three individuals. Michael Jackson, obviously more so than anyone else, as I discussed in the previous episode. But yeah, George Carlin lived a fascinating life, yet albeit, I guess, the most boring life. But it was fascinating to me. Like, he's an individual, and I don't know if I mentioned it on that show, he's an individual that his mother was about to have an abortion. She chose not to because she saw some sort of religious figure in a painting that wasn't really there, but she saw the face of them, and chose not to have an abortion. So that's a religious thing, right? And the funny thing is that George Carlin turns out to be the biggest atheist, I guess, in modern entertainment. I guess, like an entertainer. He was like the biggest atheist. Like, his Ricky Gervais is the other one. So it's kind of like, it's funny. It's kind of funny to me. And so yeah, these are people that had big impact. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I don't know why I'm going into it, but anyway. So yeah, spoke about Spider-Man, spoke about the Little Mermaid, and now I'm talking about these three guys that I just keep rambling about. I think this has been a good moment. I hope you guys enjoy your 4th of July, July 4th. If you're listening in the United States, I hope you enjoyed your 4th of July. You ate plenty of hot dogs, hamburgers, and whatnots. Enjoyed your fireworks. I mean, here in New York City, I don't know if you can get any better fireworks in the United States when it comes to the 4th of July. I don't know if you can. I mean, the Macy's fireworks parade fireworks special is pretty awesome. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Guys, ladies, whatever you are out there, whatever you conform to, I don't care, man. I also when I say that, I don't mean to offend people. When I say guys, I don't mean not ladies or women. It's just something I say. But anyway, um, hey, so this has been Facts Not Included. I am your host, Peter Cabranes, and I think I've actually really enjoyed this episode. I just rambled. It's really early in the morning. Like, it is really early. It is 7 a.m. right now. Fascinating. Oh, my phone's going off. But yeah, this has been Facts Not Included. I've been your host, Peter Cabranes, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And make sure to head over to factsnotincluded.com and start a discussion on the forums. Like I said earlier in the episode, I told you how to do it. Check that portion again. If not, just listen to me what I'm about to say right now. Click join the forums, or just click on forums at the top right, and from there, you could join in the certain subcategories and categories, and then if you want to comment or leave your own discussion, you could sign in. And by signing in, we don't do anything with your information whatsoever, other than it's on there for us to have for future reference in the event we need to email you something. But don't worry, we will not email you if you do not want us to. Also, it's a cool thing to have your own account on the website, because you could track all your likes, all your comments, and all your conversations with other individuals on factsnotincluded.com, which I think is really cool. I think it's really neat. And so, yeah, that is how you do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Bye-bye.